there, and welcome to Chehalis, Washington. Halfway between Seattle and Portland, the Yardbird shopping mall used to be the epicenter of culture and commerce in Lewis County.
But a series of unfortunate events led to its tragic downfall. We come to you today from inside that cultural corpse, which is finding new life as both an eclectic swap meet as well as Washington State's most unique roadside attraction.
Join us on an adventure in a bizarre alternate dimension where death refuses to have the final act. Welcome to the Yardbird Shopping Center.
Pacific NorthWEIRD!
My name is Jason Matson, and I'm the Yardbirds Mall manager.
And what is the Yardbirds Mall?
The Yardbirds Mall is a large. Well, let's see, it's the Yardbirds Mall is what is the Yardbirds Mall?
Yardbirds is retail shock therapy, an alternate dimension where you can visit the monuments of dreams past. Time moves like molasses here. If you need it, you probably won't find it. But when you find it, you realize that it's something you've always needed.
Like the great Titanic that sank before it, the Yardbirds Mall was once the pride of a generation. Now at the bottom of the proverbial ocean, its passengers have been replaced by a new ecosystem of capitalist barnacles and scavenging sea life.
I like the hunting part. I think it's a kind of a throwback to caveman days when we're like hunter-gatherers. It appeals to that part of me where I'm out finding stuff. I'm not particularly hot on selling, but I love the finding and the making stuff. Yeah, the selling. It's a necessary evil if I want to keep doing this.
Or in Yardbirds, has evil become a necessity? For in what better place than a graveyard can you market the past?
You will be exterminated! You are an enemy of the planet!
So, back in 1947, two childhood friends, Bill Jones and Rich Gillingham, started the Two Yardbird Surplus Store. And from that, they slowly built an empire, starting, really small and building, and turned into the massive building that it is today. This building was built in 1971, and it was kind of a, first of its kind, like a Walmart or a Target or a Fred Meyer, kind of a one-stop shopping experience, but a lot more fun and quirky for sure. Eventually the two split, and the Pay and Save Corporation purchased Yardbirds, and then unfortunately some major floods hit Yardbirds. So I believe it was May of 1995, Yardbirds closed its doors. Darris McDaniel, the owner of Shopping Cart, purchased the entire property, and Shopping Cart did fine, but the Yardbirds Mall itself struggled for many, many years. A lot of it was vacant. They'd have events here and there and swap meets and this and that, but it wasn't until the last few years that it's really built up into what it is now, which is a very eclectic market full of, over 60 independent merchants who sell a bit of everything. It's pretty fun. So.
Once a bird,
Always a bird.
Pacific NorthWEIRD!
And And now, Vince and Alex perform Yelp reviews on the Yardbirds Mall.
This place is a shithole. I live for the day where they level the place and build a Target in its place.
This place is still open? I thought they closed it down because of a flood years ago. This place was awesome. They had everything we needed when we went camping. I always got my rubber boots here. Memories. Zip, zap, zippity bop.
If somebody would happen to come by, we get people come by looking for certain items. Silverware set, 46 piece. That's a nice set. If somebody was getting married and needed a set of spoons and forks and knives, that'd be a good one.
The symbolism of the Yardbird is at first glance deceptively simple. The Yardbird's logo depicts a cartoon blackbird with a friendly, open-beaked expression. Here the Yardbird appears as a comical, welcoming, anthropomorphized avian in the tradition of Daffy Duck. But a closer look reveals startling occult symbolism at work in even this simplistic icon. The bird's black feathers form an unnatural contrast with his stark white eyes, signifying the primordial duality of good and evil. His prominent gold beak evokes the sovereign superiority with which the Yardbird transcends such petty binaries. In some versions, a blood-red tongue appears, hinting at the sacrificial nature of the Yardbird's darkest secret.
Oh yeah, the fire of the Yardbird. So when this store was first built, they built a giant 60-foot tall Yardbird. It was like nothing ever. It was made from steel and rebar and fiberglass. You could see it from the highway and could drive between its legs. A lot of people came here just because of that giant monstrosity of a bird. Beautiful in its monstrosity. And then it was only up for about, I think, 6 years when in 1976 a local man's Camaro caught fire underneath of it. I believe its carburetors were shooting jets of flames, and some reason he parked it under the bird and it went up. Cooked in about, the Chronicle touted it as how to cook a bird in 12 minutes. But so it was demolished, and there's been a lot of debate as to whether or not it was insurance fraud or just didn't like it, or
Tell us about the damage to the actual bird and the campaign to save it.
Initially the bird was just neglected for most of the years that it was around. So the interior was rotting and the exterior. So about 4 years ago I started a campaign to raise money and restore the whole thing. We got about 85% of it completely replaced. Pretty much the head and chest are all that's original. And then we had a big grand unveiling last year. It looked wonderful. And then unfortunately, because of a subpar coating that was donated, the exterior is now peeling. And so another re-restoration has to happen here soon. We're going to have to peel away the exterior plywood and redo it and refiberglass it. So I think by next year we should have that done.
Like an insidious disease, the damage to the great yardbird has been a blight on Lewis County for far too long. Last summer, I attended a fundraising event, and I learned about the power of community and the lengths these people are willing to go to preserve their way of life.
Thanks everybody for coming out to Bird Fest. I got 2 or 3 more songs, something like that, so we'll make sure we get the next people up here, and I'll go out and like pose next to R2-D2 after this. Something like that. Or her. Yeah, there we go. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command.
So I just discovered this today. It appears to be a silhouette of a yardbird with his arms up, perhaps dancing.
It's a ghost of a yardbird.
It certainly could be.
What is it trying to tell you?
Hello there.
Just sees what he wants to see.
Have you ever had a dream about the yardbird's characters?
You know, I've had dreams about the big bird itself. I've had some weird dreams about that, actually. Let's see, I had a dream that it was like the sky was like almost like a sunset red, you know, and the bird was sitting sideways from where it is now in the parking lot, and the end of it was opened up. I think it was when we were still building it. There were people inside working, and it was much bigger on the inside than it actually is, you know, and
Like a TARDIS.
not too dissimilar from the TARDIS. And yeah, it was just a weird, eerie, kind of amazing feel to it, almost like a wash painting. So it was very strange.
Real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody.
I like these guys. And I just found this really neat old poem with no title on it, called Lonesomeness. Heartbroken alone on misery's throne, in league with imp of sadness, I wander here and wander there, bereft of soul, of gladness. No friendly smile to reconcile, no hand to clasp my own, no word sincere and none to cheer, midst many yet alone. No friends to meet, no hearts to greet, no kindly place to dwell. In touch with woe, I'm taught to know that lonesomeness is hell.
Once a bird, always a bird.
Pacific NorthWEIRD!
Yes, I believe the Yardbirds should be recognized as a pretty unique place, a tourist destination. It's just a little bit strange and unique, and I think that should be celebrated. It's got a giant bird out front that is unlike any other, and smaller Yardbird statues, thrown around here and there. So I don't know, I think it's a fun place for families and people who like the unusual to come visit and, make a day of it. So
What type of PR campaign have you taken on to make that happen?
I started the Yardbird's Facebook page, kind of as the Yardbird, and that took off well. Over 5,000 friends, and then I've campaigned to have the Yardbird win the Best Roadside Attraction on Evening Magazine from King 5, and then I started the campaign to actually save and restore the Yardbird, so that's been a lot of fun.
It became clear to us that the Yardbirds Mall continued to provide spiritual sustenance to a community on the brink of starvation.
Hi, I'm Charlene Hoffman, and I have a space here at the Yardbird Swap Meet. I've been here about a year and a half, a little bit more than that. I try to sell things for people that are low prices. I like variety, so I have everything from toys up to Christmas items as well as antiques. When I ran for Miss Yardbird, I had a talent. My talent was hilarious. I did a great job, I think. I was pretending to teach exercise like a Richard Simmons. And so that's what I did for my talent. I also had a really fun dress that was rainbow colors, so it was very fun.
Do you think you can do a bit of your routine talent?
Oh, that'd be fun. I would love it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit of my talent from the Miss Yardbird pageant. Kind of imagine that I'm wearing a Richard Simmons wig and short shorts. Okay, let's get started. Okay. So, as you can see, you can exercise no matter what age you are, no matter what size you are, you can exercise. So, first, this is a cane. Now, let's just say you can walk with just a cane, right? Well, you can still exercise with the cane. Okay, so we can do some arms. Okay, we can if you wanted to go like this. You could do your legs, okay? Leg lifts are important. Get those muscles going. Okay, so let's see. Say you had a walker. You got a walker, you're walking along. Let's do some arms with that. We can go up and down. We can turn around. You can do your back. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. One of the things I had was a donut, okay? You got hemorrhoids, you sit on the little donut. Well, those donuts you can use. You can squish it with your fingers, work out your arms with it. You can bring it over your head. There's amazing stuff you can do with everyday items. So that's just a little snippet. Great ideas. So, thank you.
Once a bird, always a bird.
Pacific NorthWEIRD!
And now, Vince and Alex perform Yelp reviews on the Yardbirds Mall.
I am not a frequent Yardbirds denizen, but I know it's not mainly empty, at least on the main level. It's packed! The theater area has been taken over by Shanks, a blacklight mini golf course and arcade. There is a second arcade in the mall proper with 20+ games and 3 pinball tables between them. There are lots of vendors, books, videos, games, electronics, gifts, and housewares. There are a few kiosks of all of the above with no organization that I avoid. Prices and vendors are reasonable, on the whole.
I have absolutely zero idea how to go about describing this place. Basically, I'm rendered wordless. If forced, I would call it a bizarre bazaar. This place looks like America imitating a third world country. It's like Walmart, yet lacking the sophistication, charm, and allure. If you are looking for something, look for it here. I dare you. I double dog dare you. At the very least, swing off I-5 for 10 minutes and get your picture taken with the giant bird. Actually, I kind of like this place. On the other hand, this is probably Martha Stewart's personal vision of hell.
So, tell me about the connection between the founding of Yardbirds and flying saucers.
So, back in 1947 when Yardbirds had its start, that same year, a gentleman was leaving the Chehalis airport and flying, I believe, to Eastern Washington or Yakima, and he saw above Mount Rainier 3 unidentified flying objects, and which is, from what I understand, how the term flying saucers began. So that same year is when a lot of things started changing around here.
Was the Yardbirds built under influence of extraterrestrial guidance, in your opinion?
It is a pretty unique place. Have you seen the original Yardbirds? The statues? They are not normal.
What's weird about them?
3 fingers, small eyes, large beaks, squatty bodies. Yeah, just very unusual. I don't know. It doesn't seem like something of this earth.
There are weird things that go on in the hills around here.
In a town like Centralia, no one is innocent. But yes, strange things do occur in the hills. So you should film the hills behind Yardbirds. For real, they're kind of weird.
What have you seen happen in those hills?
From what I understand, there's a lot of people that live in those hills. So, encampments and whatnot, yeah, I haven't dared to venture into them.
Do the hill people ever venture to Yardbirds?
Yes, on occasion.
It's hard to find a virgin in Lewis County. Most traditional sources on human sacrifice are rather oblique on what exact type of woman is best suited when it comes to making an offering to fallen extraterrestrial deities in order to ensure prosperity in the community. In such times when esoteric amnesia has permeated through much of pop culture, the line between virgin and whore has been blurred into one unfortunate feminine archetype. And now here's Vince with a report.
Lewis County, very well known for its produce, but how does a community like this ensure a bountiful harvest? Is this structure behind me used for human sacrifice and appeasement to the corn gods? Let's examine it and find out. The sacrifice would be chained up in the back, inside of the bird. The fire would start from here. The whore would then see her impending death coming towards her. She would feel fear, panic, terror, perhaps a bit of anger, eventually boiling into a primal rage. Something you nor I have ever felt. I'm sure it was horrible. But if you have been to the farmer's market here, the apples are amazing. Another bountiful harvest brought to us by the great Yardbird. I can almost smell the blood of the virgin coating the ears surrounding me. These walls are the foundation that holds up the roof that will shelter the next generation of this community. Praise the great Yardbird.
Praise the corn.
You enjoyed the Yardbirds Mall, a family-friendly destination.
As well as one of Washington's top roadside attractions.
And one of the country's most eclectic swap meets.
And now, Olympia band No Genre Nada will perform their original song about the Yardbirds Mall, In the Graveyard.
Shehala Satan.
Walking through the graveyard, that's where we found your heart. We go walking through the graveyards of life. My hopes, my dreams, my love, they fall apart. True love is hard to find out. Treasure, baby, one man's pain, another pleasure, baby. I can't